J.W. French.
General Middleton Grant.
David Robert Green.
They were students, they were faculty members, janitors, and they willingly were open to giving their lives to the war, which some did. Their faces, like you or I, they walked these halls at the university 100 years ago.
A century ago, as war erupted in Europe, hundreds of students and employees at the University of Saskatchewan halted their studies and careers to serve. In 1916, the decision was made to honor their sacrifice, taking advantage of a pre-existing feature of what is now known as the Peter MacKinnon Building.
They were part of the old, it was the agriculture building when it was first constructed. It was part of the original fabric, so no names were meant for those ribbons. And it was only until the war came along, the second year into the war, that the Board of Governors decided to add the names to the pre-existing ribbons.
But the names of several people associated with both the U of S and the war effort were omitted from the ribbons.
The names keep popping up as you go along.
Retired history professor Michael Hayden researched tirelessly to uncover those that had been overlooked.
He had this nagging feeling that if we missed names in 1918 and we had to add them to the stairwell, there might be more names. And he indeed found that there were students, faculty and staff that did participate in the Great War, but whose names were not part of those original memorial ribbons.
Wazer and Story say there are a number of reasons names were initially missed. In many cases, it had to do with clerical errors or delays in gathering information. But for at least one name, Professor Louis Breault, the omission may have been intentional.
He had PTSD following the war. They didn't call it that back then, but he definitely had it. He had schizophrenia. And it's unfortunate, but his name wasn't put up there, and one scholar has speculated that it was because of his condition that he wasn't put up on the wall because he was such a well-known name here at the university.
The university recently took steps to correct the error, as 18 names, including Breault's, now have taken their rightful spot with the unveiling of a new plaque.
Andrew Melville Anderson.
There is also a new informational panel that will be installed to explain the significance of the ribbons, the new plaque, and other names that adorn the walls. This event was the first of many that will be held over the next 4 years to mark the anniversary of the war and examine the effect it had on the institution.
The university was vitally involved in the Great War, but the Great War at the same time had an impact on the university. They had to temporarily shut down the College of Engineering because so many students were away, and also had an impact in Saskatoon and lives in Saskatchewan.
For Campus Life, I'm Simon Hyatt.